My name is Aisling Flynn and I'm a PhD student in the National University of Ireland, Galway, and I'll be presenting on my qualitative evidence synthesis, which explores virtual reality for older adults living with dementia through a multi-stakeholder perspective. So what is virtual reality? So virtual reality, or VR for short, is a means of relocating people to virtual places where they can participate in events and activities. And VR exists along a spectrum, so it can range from non-immersive, semi-immersive to fully immersive systems. And the hardware and software specifications associated with each of these levels of immersion vary greatly, with the fully immersive systems fully including the physical space. VR in the dementia care context has shown promise for older adults living with dementia in areas such as sociability, quality of life, and activities of daily living, also your cognitive health and independence. So although VR in dementia care has been explored, there's been no qualitative evidence synthesis which addresses the experiences and perceptions of key stakeholders, such as people living with dementia, their family members, health and social care professionals, and other facilitators of VR. And although there have been reviews undertaken which look at effectiveness, feasibility, acceptability, and usability aspects of VR, such reviews have taken a quantitative or mixed methods approach and also have lacked a systematic approach to reviews. And this highlights the importance of utilising a QES to ensure rigour and transparency in the review process. So the objectives of this review were to explore key stakeholders' experiences and perceptions of VR technology for older adults living with dementia, to identify the perceived barriers and facilitators associated with VR use for this population, and to develop recommendations for the development of future VR for this population. So a systematic search was conducted with additional methods of searching used to avoid missing unindexed articles, and two authors completed 100% of the title, abstract, full text, and data extraction. The review followed the NTREC framework, and the retreat framework guided the author's decision to apply thematic synthesis as per Thomas and Harden to this qualitative evidence synthesis. So 15 reports of 14 studies were eligible for inclusion, and studies were conducted between 2018 and 2020. And as you can see, there was multi-stakeholder perspectives from older adults living with dementia, their family members, formal caregivers such as nursing, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, activity managers, and managerial staff. And two review authors used grade circle to assess the confidence in each research finding. So in total, 3 analytical teams were established to describe the key stakeholders' experiences and perceptions of VR for older adults living with dementia. So the first team explores stepping into virtuality, which relates to people with dementia, their formal and informal caregivers' anxieties and concerns regarding virtual reality use. All studies reported that older adults living with dementia had no prior experience of VR, which further consolidates the need to carefully introduce this to this population and also to other key stakeholders. And sub-themes under this analytical theme include anxieties and concerns about stepping into the unknown, and support and encouragement to step into virtuality. Escape to virtuality then. So this second analytical theme explores the experiential elements of virtual reality use, and sub-themes include an immersive world, unlocking and maintaining connections, interaction and empowerment, and physical, cognitive and affective. And these sub-themes mainly focus on observational data from staff and verbal feedback from people living with dementia, their formal and informal caregivers. You're back in the room, returning to reality. The third analytical theme explores the reflections on the VR experience and suggestions for future use. And sub-themes explore people with dementia's perceptions of VR after returning to the physical space and their preference to use the system again. And also formal and informal caregivers' change in attitude were also discussed, with suggestions for future design and adoption to aid future research. So the key learnings from this piece of work: so people with dementia and their caregivers need education and support to step into virtual reality. Older adults with dementia can experience a range of positive experiences, but also negative experience, which need to be accounted for from the very beginning of the design process. And VR design and implementation needs to be informed by the needs of people living with dementia and other key stakeholders. And design consideration and usage procedures need to be reported more in research in order to inform future design. So I've left my social media and my email address at the beginning of this presentation. If you have any more questions, I will be happy to answer them. So please do reach out if you do need any more clarity. Thank you.